Okay, here we are again, Beamer Merchant. Today we're going to go ahead and show you how to remove the rear deck speakers from a BMW E46 330 Ci coupe model. Okay, first step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fold down the rear seats so you have access to the trim in the back. Secondly, we're going to go ahead and remove some pins. There's 4 of these pins all around here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. In order to remove them is you go ahead and you take a fine point screwdriver, as I did here, or anything that's pointy. Okay, usually there's a round pin right there, so you got to go ahead and put this here, tap it, and pop the pin to the bottom. When you do that, be sure to go ahead and have a hand down here to catch it, otherwise the pin might fall, roll over, and you might lose it. So do that process for all 4 pins. And these are how the pins look. There's 3, but there's supposed to be 4. Okay, so once you remove those pins, you come back here and you remove this trim here. All you gotta do is very slowly pop it out, and it should come off just like that. Okay, so go ahead and put that on a safe spot. Okay, secondly, you're gonna have to remove these headrests. There's 2 of them. Okay, let me go ahead and remove that. There's a process to do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and I've done it already. Let me go ahead and just let me show you here. Okay, I've gone ahead and pulled the headrest out. I'm gonna show you these. There's 2 grooves right there. One here. Can't see it because of the reflection of the wheel, but there's another one right there. Okay, and this is inside. What you do is you gotta go ahead and be careful. Okay, I just want to show you the headrests are held by these 2 pins right here. Okay, they slide in here. There's another one right there. Okay, what I did is I actually went ahead and very carefully, once I removed 4 pins that are holding this cover down, I went ahead and basically was able to go ahead and push this open. As you can see right there, the pins are held right there. There's 1 pin right there, and there's another pin right there. Okay, and the way they're held is they are held like this. So what I did is I went ahead and popped them to the side. One here, and the other one I popped it out to the side here. And the tool that I used was basically this. I went in there. Again, I only have 1 hand, but I usually use 2 hands. I lifted it up, I found the pin, and I went ahead and popped it. Once you pop those 2 pins out, then you're able to go ahead and basically just wiggle this headroom out. Okay, if you don't remove those pins, you're gonna go ahead and damage this headrest because you're gonna try to force it out. It might come out, okay, it might not, but again, you're gonna go ahead and damage probably the back here. Okay, so anyhow, that's the process you do, and once we take this cover off, I'll show you more in detail how the pins hold the header here. Okay, so once you do this, I'm gonna remove this already because I took it out. Now you gotta go ahead and take these pins out. There's 3 of them, 13 millimeters. Let me do that. Okay, and these pins basically you gotta go ahead and they all have covers. This black cover, you gotta go ahead and take a flat or this husky here and pop out the pins. Once you remove that, you're gonna see these 13 millimeter bolts, and then you gotta just remove those right there. Okay, I've gone ahead and removed the screws here. Second thing is, and again, this is the tool I use. I call it a husky. What you do is you go ahead and very carefully take the edge and you pop it open. You gotta remove the speaker cover. 1 hand, but if you do it with 2 hands, it'll be much easier. Again, be careful when you pop this out. You don't want to break the clips. Okay, so you remove that, you pop it up. There you go. Okay, then you're gonna slide it out. There's a second piece back here. It's usually, okay, there you go. This is how the piece looks right there. Okay, and it's just clips, holes in the back right there. So you remove that right there. Secondly, you're gonna go ahead and what I used was a small ratchet and an 8mm long socket. There's 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. I already took them off. And basically you do this here. You gotta go ahead and do the same thing. You gotta go ahead and remove the cover, remove the 3 bolts, and then remove the speakers out. Okay, went ahead and took this cover, remove this, and this is how the bolts look. Right there, and right there. And those are 8 millimeters. And you gotta remove those. Okay, so once you remove the 3 8 millimeter bolts, you can just go ahead and pop the speaker out and remove it. And this is how the pin looks. On the pin, you press here, these 2 taps, and slide it out. Okay, same process here. You just gotta go ahead and lift this. And again, this is one of my favorite tools that I use. Just go ahead and just pop it all around and push it out. Okay, so again, this is how you remove the speakers on the rear deck. So if your speakers are starting to sound staticky, or they don't have the same quality anymore, it could be that this has cracked or they're broken. Again, I mean, it's common because of the fact that they're constantly exposed to the sun back here. They get dried up, and this plastic rubber cracks and breaks, and that distorts your sound. So, and then to install it, you gotta do the opposite, obviously. And again, installing it is a little harder than removing it, so please have patience, take your time, and hopefully it's not a hot day when you're working in this project. And if you are, make sure you're under a shade, because it does get hot in here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the cover just so I can show you what I meant on how the pins holding the headrest look like. Okay, so I've gone ahead and removed the rear deck, and I wanted to do that so that I can show you how the headrest is held by 2 pins. And this is what I was talking about. So I've gone ahead and put the pins back. Let me see. Okay, so basically if the cover was here, I would just lift it up a little bit, get access to it, and then what I did is I went ahead and popped it out just like this. Okay, and then same thing here. I would go ahead and stick my Husky in under the cover and just go ahead and pop it out. Once you remove those 2 pins, this is how you're able to remove the headrest. Okay, so out of this work, I would say this is probably the most challenging if you don't know how to remove it, because you're gonna waste a lot of energy, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears trying to remove this by force, and at the end you're gonna go ahead and end up breaking something. So anyhow, this is how you remove rear deck speakers. Any questions, please let us know. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, since we're gonna be constantly uploading videos on how to remove parts. Okay, again, thanks again for watching, and you have a great day. Take care.